You're watching DIYNate. If this is your first time here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted to my weekly content. All right, today on DIYNate, we're talking about a productivity item that I learned a couple years back. It was something I found really helpful after years of operating in a different way. So we're talking about email. And I'll be the first to say, I am not great about processing my email. I certainly don't run inbox zero. Some of the challenges of my job in my life is I get so many various emails from all different directions that it's tough to keep up with all the incoming items that come at me. So a big part of my the way I treat things is I need to focus on the things that I really need to do something about. Many of them I'm copied on a lot of things, just as an FYI. A lot of those I even choose not to read at all. I just say, hey, I don't have time for that. If I did, I'd be working email all day long instead of actually doing what I need to be focused on. So one of the ways I've approached this, many people probably have the same problem. Historically, what I would do, I would go through and I would, as each email came in, I would work the email and then I would file it. I would move it over into a specific location. So if you've already come up with your solution to not file and you figured out a better way, I'm going to talk to the audience that is currently filing. And I'm going to explain how I've learned it. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that system, but I saved a ton of time. And I've talked to some other people as well who've kind of transitioned to this way of processing, which is really focusing on just using one central location to put all your emails in. Once you're completed, or even if you don't need to look at them, it's not deleting, it's just moving them out of your inbox into an archive. Um, a lot of people have gotten very accustomed to that paper filing system we all probably use with the file folders, and you put things in by subject. Well, the great thing we've got going for us now with the search engine capability is you have the ability to go find emails, and you can type in a word and it'll pull up all those words. You can easily find it versus spending the minutes or seconds that it takes to go create a new folder, a subfolder, look for the right location. Sometimes an email might hit 2 or 3 different categories, so then you have to make that decision of where to file it. So I went through this process myself. I used to file everything, and then I had a really complicated filing structure. Eventually, I got it down, and I read this article that just said, hey, maybe you should just put it all into a processed folder or an archive folder. And so I've started using that over the past few years, and it has been amazing for me. That being said, I'm still terrible at managing my incoming email. I got all kinds of opportunity, so don't take this as anything more than just this is one tool that can help you quite a bit in filing quickly. The other thing I use is I'll create a shortcut key. I think on mine it's Control-Shift-1 for my Outlook inbox, and it'll automatically file things into that processed bucket. So after I read an email, Control-Shift-1, it's over. I don't even have to leave my keyboard. I can just kind of quickly move through my emails that way. Google, I believe, if you're using Gmail, has a very simple function you can enable called it's the letter E. E sends it to archive, and it's there for you in the future. The other great feature about this is with email, a lot of times the first thing I remember is who sent it to me. That's the number one thing I think. So simply sorting by to or searching for that person's name, you can easily find, hey, here are the 20 emails that Julie sent me, for instance. Oh, there it is, the third one down, boom, I'm good to go. Versus if you have them in separate folders, you can still use your search features and it'll a lot of times find things, but when they're not all stacked up there, you can't see this series or the history. So it can be a little challenging from that perspective. So anyway, this is just a pointer. Wanted to share this because I think I've watched some other people, some people who I work with. I've also watched some people, family members and others who may still be using some of those filing processes of going out and hunting and pecking and trying to locate the folders in the right way. And you may still decide that that's the way you want to do that, and more power to you. There's probably a lot of reasons, situations in business where you need to separate. This is for one customer, I put it here. This is for another customer, I put it there. But for me, in my process, it works really well to have everything filed under process. And then if I ever do need something I really need to save, it's usually an attachment or something like that. I'll save that in its appropriate file structure, or even save the email off because I know that's one that's a keeper. I got to have that one for a long time. So if you found this helpful, I would love it if you could subscribe. I might try to pull up my Gmail account here for my DIYNate side of things. You see a bunch of spam email, and I'll just show you how I file all of that as a one-time purge, so you can get an idea of what that looks like and how easy it is, and how everything's right there for you. For this portion of the video, I'm going to show you in Gmail, and this is one of my email accounts here, how you can enable keystroke shortcuts for starters, so you can very easily move email over into your archive folder. So for starters, you want to go over to Settings up on the right top corner, You're going to click on settings and you're going to say see all settings. Once you open this up, you're going to scroll down here to the keyboard shortcuts right here, and we're going to set that to on, and then that should save. We're going to save those changes. And so now we know that if we select 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, let's assume we're ready to save all of these. And if I do the letter E, that has just moved it. 6 conversations have been archived. So I know those are now in the archive folder, and it will categorize those for me under archive. And then I can see, over here I've got my categories. I can also categorize them to other things. Let's say I wanted to just clear my inbox out altogether. I could basically do the letter E, which is the keystroke shortcut, and it's going to move everything to the archive conversation. So that gives you an idea of how to quickly work your way through several emails all at once. We're clearing out our inbox, and now we're down to nothing in our primary tab, which is pretty great. If you're wondering where those emails went, in Gmail, in this case, it actually is all going to go under your all mail folder. So if I click on all mail, you can see I've got my 278 emails that are all processed under here. And so those, I have not lost them, even though I've moved them to my inbox status, even though I've moved them to my archive status. And they've been kind of categorized under that with the E keystroke, which is for archive. So as I get new inbox emails that come in, I'll be able to take those and move them over there. And certainly if I ever want to just go back and find a certain email, or if I know I'm searching for a particular category, I can just punch that into my search. So now sometimes I will create a separate folder. Instead of using archive, I might use something like a process folder, but archive works great in Gmail. So that is how you quickly clear out your inbox, just like that. You don't necessarily have to go through and read them all, and they're all right there when you want to search for them. For instance, if I put in my search here and I type in Reddit, for instance, we'll see the emails that show up. There's all my emails, and you can see how quickly they come back. Looks like I've got a lot of Reddit emails that have come through, and I haven't lost anything, even though I've moved them to processed, and I don't really have a need to read them. So it gives you an idea of how you can go there and clear out your inbox quickly. It gives you a quick idea of how you can purge out your emails in a hurry and get them all under one folder without spending the time and energy a lot of people put into processing their emails and dropping them into certain folders. Again, this is a feature I've been using not just in my Gmail, but also in my Outlook account as well. I found it really helpful to be able to go through and move out emails very quickly, and a lot of things that I'm copied on I don't want to lose. I'm a bit of a pack rat, so that gives me the ability to do that. Hopefully you enjoyed this and it helps. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.